Developing right now, one person's in the hospital after an apartment fire. The flames damaged 8 units on File Street in Winston-Salem this morning. The Red Cross is helping those families find another place to stay tonight. We're still working to find out how the person who went to the hospital is doing. Officially, the cause of the fire is still under investigation, but a neighbor tells us they think it was started by a candle that was left burning. Also happening right now, the community is gathering to grieve for families who've lost a baby. Every Baby Guilford's hosting a vigil on National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day. The organization says Guilford County has a higher infant mortality rate than the rest of the state and national averages, with 9 out of every 1,000 babies dying. The health department has a goal to help reduce infant mortality disparities by 50% next year. Tonight, a North Carolina police officer is out of a job facing sex crime charges after his chief says he betrayed the public's trust. Sean Gallagher has the story.
Court records show it was 3 weeks ago when Officer Tremail Cogdell arrived at an early morning crash.
I'm disturbed about this.
Friday afternoon, Raleigh Police Chief Rico Boyce was direct about this incident.
After completing a call for service, Mr. Cogdell drove the victim back to his personal residence in his City of Raleigh police vehicle, and a sexual encounter occurred while Mr. Cogdell was on duty.
Cogdell joined RPD in June of 2022. Boyce says he was fired today after charges were filed for failing to conduct and charge a DWI investigation in exchange for sexual acts.
What has happened is not only troubling, it is disgraceful.
Boyce says it's not uncommon for officers to provide transportation for crash victims to a safe space, but never would he expect this from his officers.
As the chief, it's not easy for me to stand up here and say that I arrested one of my officers. But when I was selected as chief, I promised this community that I was going to be transparent and I was going to hold people accountable no matter who they are. I hope today reflects that I'm keeping my word.
Boyce says the woman in this case stepped forward to notify investigators. Her lawyer released a statement saying in part, there's nothing scarier than a sexual predator with a badge. He clearly would have done this again if not for the courageousness of our client, who's a strong, brave young woman. We would not be surprised if he has committed this brazen misconduct in the past. WRAL found Cogdell is involved in nearly 60 other police cases during his 3 years on the department.
Can we trust the integrity of the other cases he was involved in?
Everything right now involving that officer is under review now with the Wake County District Attorney's Office.
New at 6 o'clock, former NFL quarterback and a familiar face for Panthers fans, Mark Sanchez, is recovering after someone stabbed him. You might recognize him as one of the analysts on many Panthers games. Police say the stabbing happened this morning near where the Indianapolis Colts play. Investigators say the incident involved 2 men and was not a random act of violence. Police did not name the people involved. Sanchez played in the NFL for 10 seasons with the New York Jets and several other teams before retiring in 2018. The federal government shutdown is about to enter its second week with no immediate end in sight, and with the White House threatening to fire thousands of federal employees in what they say is an effort to save cost. CBS News' Willie James Inman is in Washington with the latest.
As the federal government prepares to enter a second week of a shutdown, the finger pointing between Republicans and Democrats continues.
We're in the midst of a government shutdown that has been caused by Donald Trump and Republicans to inflict further pain on the American people. The government is shut down right now because Donald Trump and Republicans refuse to provide health care to working class Americans.
The motion upon reconsideration is not agreed to.
On Friday, the Senate voted and once again failed to move forward with a short-term spending bill to fund the government until mid-November, extending the shutdown. Democrats want more health care funding, including an extension of affordable health care tax credits.
My caucus and Democrats are adamant that we must protect the health care of the American people.
House Speaker Mike Johnson canceled plans for the chamber to return to Washington next week, a move that effectively puts pressure on the Senate to act.
So the House will come back into session and do its work as soon as Chuck Schumer allows us to reopen the government. That's plain and simple.
Meanwhile, the White House is threatening to lay off thousands of federal employees, adding that the move will cut costs.
Nobody wants to do that, but sometimes in government you have to make tough decisions.
The ongoing government shutdown means a number of federal workers, including TSA agents at airports, will have to continue work without pay. The shutdown is also expected to continue to impact a number of museums and national parks. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
Amid the current government shutdown, the Trump administration is planning to send more troops to American cities. This time, officials say they're going to Chicago and Portland, Oregon. The administration says ongoing arrests and violence are prompting this. John Lawrence reports.
Tensions are swirling around the Windy City. On Friday, the same day Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem made a visit to the Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility near Chicago, you were going to be placed under arrest. Chicago alderperson Jesse Fuentes was taken into custody by ICE agents at an area hospital while demanding to see a warrant for an injured man.
This is not the first incident, you all. What ICE is doing is exercising violence, physical violence on the people of Chicago.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson called Fuentes' detainment a, quote, attempt to stoke fear and intimidation. She was later released, but a Homeland Security statement said nearly 30 protesters had tried to break into the area where the detainee was being treated. And Chicago isn't the only city the Trump administration is focusing on.
The president has directed Secretary Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other left-wing domestic terrorists.
President Donald Trump is also considering an end to providing financial assistance to Oregon's largest city.
He has directed his team here at the White House to begin reviewing aid that can potentially be cut in Portland. We will not fund states that allow anarchy. There will also be an additional surge of federal resources to Portland immediately.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Switching gears now, are you feeling lucky? If you missed out on last month's nearly $1.8 billion Powerball jackpot, you still have a chance with Mega Millions. That jackpot now close to $600 million. No one matched all 6 winning numbers in Friday's drawing, raising the jackpot to $547 million. That makes it the largest Mega Millions jackpot so far this year and the 12th largest jackpot in the game's history. The next drawing is Tuesday night. And if you're looking to save some money today, the Church Street parking debt in downtown Greensboro has some new parking rates. You'll start getting the first hour free, then it's $1.50 per hour. After 7 p.m., it's a flat rate of $3. These prices only apply to the Church Street deck. The garage is also free on Sundays until 7 p.m. The city hopes that this change makes visits to spots like LeBauer Park more affordable. Today is the perfect opportunity to get out to the park too. Claire, this weather is about as perfect as it can get for being outside.
No, and it really is such a perfect fall weekend for any outdoor plans that you may have, both today and into the day tomorrow. Even right now, just after 6 o'clock, Winston-Salem Sky Camp, plenty of sunshine, and we're currently sitting in the middle 70s right now all across the Piedmont Triad. Temperatures right now 74 in Asheboro, 75 in Greensboro, as well as in Winston-Salem and in Burlington. Perhaps a couple of clouds, but for the most part, we are nice and sunny. Expect us to continue that way into the day tomorrow. A beautiful picture-perfect weekend for any of your outdoor plans. Next 12 hours, we're going to be back in the low to mid 50s starting out the day into tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, slowly rising back into the mid to upper 70s with plenty of sunshine back in the forecast. Why is it so sunny? Well, we've had high pressure keeping our area nice and dry as we start to see those southerly breezes come in our area into early next week. We're actually going to be rising back in the upper 70s to right at around 80 degrees for Monday and Tuesday. That's all ahead of this cold front that'll be introducing more rain chances, particularly as we step into Wednesday, plus some cooler air into the region by Thursday and into the day on Friday. Here's that futurecast stepping into the night tonight. Watch those lows go all the way back in the low to mid 50s. A pretty cool start to the day, but mild afternoon. Mid to upper 70s are back for Sunday afternoon, even warmer into the day on Monday. Now in the short term, I'm not really seeing any big rain chances, but that cold front will introduce those rain chances really as we step into Wednesday of next week. That's our next best shot of rain. I do think they'll be pretty brief in showers, and not far and few between, but, not nearly what we need currently. After you take a look at this drought monitor, latest drought map, you'll see what I mean. 82% of the state is abnormally dry, and that includes most of us here in the Triad. We are in desperate need of some rainfall. I don't unfortunately think Wednesday is going to be enough to get us out of this drought, but I think at this point we will take what we can get for the area. So we are continuing to track also the tropics. There is one area off the western coast of Africa that has medium odds of development over the next 7 days. So we'll continue to monitor that and keep you informed. As of right now, not a threat to us. Next couple of days, upper 70s and lower 80s. And then we're starting to see more rain chances by the time we step into Wednesday. That's going to be bringing in not only rain, but cooler air into Thursday and Friday, mid to upper 60s. Pretty cool, starting to warm up again into the weekend.
With rain chances coming on Wednesday, you can check the radar anytime for free by downloading the free WFMY News 2 weather app. It is powered by the most accurate weather team in the Triad with the record to prove it. Today's weather was the perfect excuse to head out to the Unity Festival over on Washington Street. The free, family-friendly event celebrates the history and culture of Washington Street, once known as Black Wall Street in the 1950s and 60s, for its thriving Black-owned businesses and vibrant community life. Now in its 15th year, this year's homecoming theme honored the legacy while highlighting the neighborhood's ongoing revival. Visitors enjoyed live music, local arts, and plenty of food, all in the spirit of unity and pride.
Hey, check this out. This is me standing on top of massive bales of shredded paper, all from last year's WFMY News 2 Shred. I got to tell you, each one of those bales is about 2,000 pounds apiece. That's a whole lot of shredded paper, and it is the safest place for your personal information to be. All minced up bits of paper that an identity thief can't piece together.
Everybody's heard about dumpster diving. Everybody's heard about identity theft. There's not a day that goes by that there isn't some type of announcement, either through a security breach, but the standard way of people getting data is misuse or misplacement of addresses, credit information. And in order to keep that out of the hands of dumpster divers, you keep it out of the dumpsters.
It all starts right here when you come through the shred line and your documents go into the bin and eventually into the shred machine. The documents you shredded are then fed into this big conveyor belt and through a chipper and what I like to call the shred river. And at the end, they end up as these big bales.
And then load those 1,000, 2,000 pound bales onto a truck and then bring it to pulp and paper facilities, in Rockingham County. So we keep it local, and then everything comes back as a recycled product.
That recycling, I got to tell you, it's key. When it's in a bale like this, it's recyclable. But shredded paper, right, from your home, not recyclable when you put it in the recycle bin. Most city recycling machines can't handle the small bits of paper. Well, here's the easy answer. The WFMY News 2 Shredathon. It's free, and it's Tuesday, October 7th from 4 until 7 at the Greensboro Complex. There's a 3-bag or 3-box limit. Remember, no magazines and no books, just the personal documents that you need to shred.
No complaints here, at least for me, with this forecast that we've had today. Middle 70s to upper 70s. Tomorrow, very similar. Lots of sunshine here these next couple of days, and we're warming back to around 80 for Monday and Tuesday. Plenty of sunshine, but rain chances going to be returning on Wednesday as a cold front that'll sweep into the area, bringing in some scattered showers, but also cooler air. Look at Thursday and Friday in comparison to Monday and Tuesday. We're going to be back in the middle 60s, starting to warm up a bit into next weekend. It looks like the perfect fall weekend next weekend, lower 70s with plenty of dry time and sunshine returning.
Not just the perfect fall weekend, the perfect fall week. It's gorgeous all week long.
Super pretty. I know we are in desperate need of the rainfall, though, so anything we can get on Wednesday, we'll take.
And it's going to hold off for the shred, hopefully, on Tuesday, so that's good.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. We'll see you right back here at 11 o'clock. Have a good night.